Welcome to today's video, a review of March goals and the high-level plan for the next quarter using the MTO Goal Setting method. You can use this video to review your March and plan your next quarter or month with me. Additionally, in this video, I will walk you through how I use the MTO Goal Setting method. I initially described this and talked about this in December 22, and I have a video for that, the MTO Goal Setting method, which I will link in the video description below of this video. I will also cover how you can be more successful with your goals. So let's begin. I actually review week on week, month on month. I don't like to wait for the end of the quarter or the mid-year because I feel that it's too late to change anything that might be going wrong. Weekly reviews, or even reviewing every other day, helps me stay on track, and they help me realize when I'm going off track, and it allows me to come back on track, or I might have to decide that certain days or weeks are a complete and utter write-off, and that is okay. I think this is what makes me more successful at meeting my goals, because it allows me to come back on track if I've gone off track. It allows me to pivot, i.e. change course if I need to, and it allows me to be peaceful with those changes that I make week on week. And also, if I'm heavily going off track, it allows me to come back on track. So let's begin with the March review. At this point, you can pause this video and get your goals out, and maybe a pen and paper or whatever system you use to record and track your goals and review your goals. I'm old school. I do my review in a book with pen and paper. I just find it easier to write it all out. As we review March together, you can pause the video, grab your stuff, maybe even grab a cup of coffee or tea because it might take some time. So I'll say pause the video right now and grab all your bits and bobs to review your March, and come back, and I'll see you in a few minutes. So the review process, similar to the end of year review process, but slightly less. So the review process is to mark your successes, your semi-successes, and your outright failures. Then what we can do is ask ourselves why we failed. Why was it a semi-success? What got in the way? And is it okay for it to have got in the way? What things came into the plan for March that weren't part of the plan? And are you happy they happened, or should you have controlled yourself? So again, you can pause the video here, review and go through your review here, and maybe just replay these questions or look at what I put on here. So what are your successes? What are your semi-successes? What are your outright fails? And with failure, there's no such thing as failure. It's just that I didn't have enough time to do it, or I wasn't in the mood to do it, or I just got derailed, or life happened, or something happened. So there's no such thing as failure. It's just a word that I'm using here, but really, honestly, there is no thing as failure. It just means that something went wrong, or something happened, or maybe I'm not as passionate as I thought I was. So you can pause and you can do your review here. So now, if I just walk you through my goals. So I blog, and I have this YouTube channel, and I also have a newsletter. And I wanted to, in terms of my goals, I wanted to be doing YouTube twice a week, and I wanted to have a blog post out every other Wednesday, and I wanted to have one newsletter out in terms of my positivity newsletter, and one out for my online creative newsletter. And then I had some goals in relation to exercise and paperwork and other bits and bobs in the house. So in terms of my blogging goals, I was successful on my WordPress.com. In terms of my YouTube goals, I have delivered four shorts and 4 longer videos, but I wasn't doing that weekly. It was I had a quite a bit of a big gap from the 7th of March to the 26th of March. And in terms of the newsletter, I only did the online creative newsletter. I've still got 1 day of March left as recording this, so I can still get the March Positively newsletter out. And if I'm honest with myself, what happened in March, a little bit of life happened in March for me. I got a bit derailed, and I lost a little bit of enthusiasm because life was a little bit upside down for me in the middle of March. And all these goals that I'm talking about are sort of personal goals and side hustle goals. They are not goals that you do for work. This is all your personal side hustle, things that are for you, not for work. So that's me. So let's move on with this video. So let's talk about the MTO Goal Setting method, which I like to use. So I talked about this in the December video about goal setting and reviews, which I'll link in the video below. So M stands for minimum, T stands for target, O stands for outrageous. So minimum, it means the most manageable goal, the one that you are most likely going to achieve. Target means where you stretch the goal. Outrageous means the dream, the one you most likely can't do, but it's the one you desperately want to do but can't do. And the reason for using the minimum, target, outrageous method is we all have a tendency of setting goals really high, and then when we don't meet them, we feel like a complete and utter failure. But we've set the goal too high. So if we start at a lower level minimum, we make baby steps forward towards that goal, and so you're always going to achieve your goals if you hit for minimum, because the more you hit for minimum, what will happen is your confidence will grow. Then you can move to target, and do that and see your confidence grow. And then if you feel, oh, life's got a bit busy, you can shift down to minimum. So like out of 4 weeks of a month, I could have 2 at minimum, 1 at target, shift down to minimum, or I could have 1 at outrageous. But what I do is I'm still going forward with my goals, but I'm not setting them so high that I can't achieve them. So minimum is like the baby steps that I know I can achieve. So basically what I'm doing today, right? What I'm actually doing today will allow me to go forward. And then you can up them, so you can go from minimum to target to outrageous in that 4-week period of a month, and you can drop them down again. But you're always going forward, and you're not ever feeling in yourself, oh, I failed at it because I can't do it. And it's not a case of all or nothing, it's minimum, because at least minimum is baby steps forward rather than absolutely nothing. So let's move on to the next point. So this is an example of my monthly blog goals on my wordpress.com blog. And so I've said to myself, I will post between my minimum goal 1 or 3 blog posts a month on Wednesday. My target would be 3 to 5 a month, again on a Wednesday. And outrageous would be 6 to 8 a month, either on a Wednesday and then either on a Sunday or Monday. And if I'm like super outrageous, it will be either the 30 days of the month or the 31 days of the month. So I've allowed myself to sort of grow or come down, but what I've done by doing this minimum target outrageous method of goal setting is I've taken the pressure off me. So I'm able to do all my other goals because I don't have just the one goal. You know, we've got jobs, we've got other responsibilities, we've got our side hustle, we've got our personal goals. So we've got a lot on. And some months are crazy and some months are light, and sometimes we're not in the mood for it. So this allows us to keep steadily going forward using minimum target. And then, like I said earlier on in this video, if we have weekly reviews or every other day reviews at weekly, and then you do one at the end of the month, you can see I'm doing well, I'm having successes, oh, this is where I'm not doing so well at, why am I not doing so well at it? I can then change it. So, you know, I can understand what went on this week that meant that I couldn't do it. Or was it I was feeling stressed, or work was too busy, or home life was too busy, whatever. Something's going to come in the way of our personal goals, but it's fine. We can change it around, we can pivot it. It's not set in stone. These are our goals, as long as we keep making a baby step forward. And so then we always feel good. So then the other example, which I have for YouTube, which I have to admit is a little bit more time consuming. So with YouTube, it's a minimum of 2 to 3 a month. Target would be 4 to 5 a month. Outrageous would be 6 to 8 a month, and super outrageous would be 10 a month. So in terms of March, I've sort of met my YouTube goals, but I've got 4 sort of longer videos and 4 shorter videos. But the way I've done it, it isn't 100% success, because at the beginning of the month I was active, towards the end of the month I was active, but in the middle of the month I derailed. Though I reached my sort of overall sort of minimum, I didn't do it consistently each week, but that's fine, that's okay. So that's something I will want to improve on when I go into April. I will want to weekly do a YouTube short, do a longer video, and the more I do it, the better I get at it, because I'm still very new to YouTube. Anyway, so the next bit is, so now we've done the review of March, and we've looked at our successes and our semi-successes and our outright fails. And we've asked the question, why did we fail? Why was it a semi-success? What got in the way? What things did I add to March that weren't in the plan? And am I happy that I should have added those things, or did I sidetrack? And we all do this, and there's like I said, there's no failure. It's just a word, right? It's just like, if I'm not successful at something, or I failed at something, there's a message in there for me. Like, so with YouTube, I love it and I love doing it, but it does take a lot of effort, and then sometimes I feel, I don't know how to do it. How should I word it? For example, I've been putting off this video in terms of MTO method and doing a review and describing what I do in my life, because I don't know how much I should share and how much I shouldn't share, and whether you guys will find this interesting or not. So I've been putting this video off, but I would have wanted to have done this ages ago, especially describing how I use the MTO method. But anyway, so that's the kind of things that have got in the way of me. I've got in the way of me, basically. So let's go back to looking at April, May, June. All right. So what do we want to achieve? So we will have, hopefully, set goals at the beginning of the year. So you'll have a list of your goals from the beginning of the year. So this is a nice opportunity now, as we go into the second quarter of the year, to look at the goals you set at the beginning of the year and see how close you are to these goals. Which goals are sort of on target? Which goals are you just failing at? And then decide what do we want to achieve in this quarter to make the year successful. So exercise is one of my goals, and I started off well in January and February, and March I completely derailed. So in April, exercise is something April, May, June, I want to get into a stronger routine of exercise. So then the thing is, decide which ones you will start in April, May, and June. So you might have some biggish goals, and you might want to start them all in April, but actually realistically you can't start them all in April, because you will be continuing some of the goals from January throughout April, May, all the way to December. But might be some goals that you've kind of like derailed on, or you've parked, and that you want to start, say maybe in May, or you might want to start in June, or you might want to start in April and just do it for 1 month. So we've got to kind of decide what is the priority for April, what is the priority for May, what is the priority for June, and what are your medium goals. So like medium means that you need to achieve them, but maybe not as highly as the priority goals. And then just think about which ones you want to do throughout the 3 months. Some might be just for 1 month, some might be for 1 and 2 months, depends what it is you're trying to achieve. And then decide what's the minimum target outrageous levels for each of these goals. So hopefully that makes sense and that's clear to you. So for example, me in exercise. So I had said in January, and I did it 20 minutes a day. I actually got up to 40 minutes a day. Then I just completely derailed in March, completely and utterly. And then I would also said I would read. So January and February I did well, March I failed at it. So that again was 20 minutes a day, and that was my minimum. So I talked about my YouTube and blog goals already and what I need to do. And then paperwork, I completely and utterly failed in March. So I'm thinking maybe if I find an hour a week to just do some paperwork, one to just cut the pile down, and then to keep on top of it. So those are my thoughts for my goals. So, like I said, priority goals for me: exercise, paperwork, reading, YouTube, blog. Medium priority is social media promotion. So obviously my blog and YouTube, I need to promote them on social media. So hopefully more people will come across to my YouTube and subscribe, and come across to my newsletter and subscribe. So I will continue with my blog goals as they are. I will continue with my YouTube goals as they are, as I described earlier in the video. They will stay. Exercise will be now 20 minutes a day. Paperwork, I might cut that hour into 2 half-an-hour sessions in the week. Reading 20 minutes a day. And then social media, I need to figure that out because that is important. But because I'm failing at the other things which are more important, I will try and do some sort of social media in April and see how I can sort of figure everything out. And now, the other small thing with this whole quarterly goal, and like I said, I do week-on-week reviews, month-on-month reviews, is I haven't said it here, but make sure you allow time for having fun, going out with your friends and family, having self-care days for gratitude, affirmations, journaling, have days for just being sick or just not in the mood for it. Allow for that, because that's realistic. Now, I should be always realistic. I have times where I'm not in the mood, I'm not feeling well, so I should allow for that, because I know that's part of me. So the point is, allow yourself to have weekends, allow yourself to have fun, allow yourself to have a day off or a couple of hours off, allow yourself not to be well, but just have fun with it. So hopefully you found this useful. Hopefully I haven't talked too much about it, and I really hope that it makes sense to you, and just really coming back to this slide, really make the point of, out of all the goals you want to achieve, April, May, June, which ones are you starting in April, which ones you're starting in May, which ones you're starting in June, which ones are your priority for that month, what are your medium priorities for that month, and what is your minimum target outrageous levels per goal. So that way you're always moving forward with your baby steps, because you should always achieve your minimum. If you don't achieve your target, if you don't achieve your outrageous, but you should always achieve your minimum. Even if it is one blog post or one YouTube video a month, that's fine. At least you've done it. At least you're going forward. At least it's not zero. The whole point is not zero. You're not feeling bad about yourself, and you're moving forward, right? So I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching, and thank you for watching right to the end. Do comment below, let me know if there's anything you want me to describe further, and anything else you want me to share. I'd really greatly appreciate your feedback, and I'd appreciate you subscribing, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.